Today we'll be doing 11 plus past questions. We have 40 minutes to answer these questions. Number 1. Here is a part of a bus timetable. A bus leaves Wales Farm at 13:10. How long will it take to get to Willesden? Okay, so this is Wales Farm at 13:10. This is the bus that leaves at 13:10. And it gets to this place at 13:21. So we're supposed to calculate the time difference. So looking at it from 13:10 to 13:21, you can just subtract the time difference, or you can view mentally. When you subtract that, we have 11 minutes. 0 hours and 11 minutes. So the answer to this question is 11 minutes. B. What percentage of £10 is £2? You have to first write that as a fraction. So 2 as a fraction, £2 as a fraction of £10. That's 2 out of £10. That's 2 over 10. And to make a fraction into a percentage, you multiply it by 100 times 100. Okay, 0 cancels 0. And we're left is 20%. So the answer here for this one is D. The next question. One day, John fills his car with 10 gallons of petrol. How much is this in liters? Okay, this is a chart showing the conversion of gallons to liters. So 10 gallons of petrol, this is where gallons are 1, 2, 3. You can see that 1 gallon means 5 liters, 2 gallons means 10 liters, 4 gallons means around between 15 to 20 liters, and 5 gallons. The question says 10 gallons, so if we know what 5 gallons is, you can multiply it by 2 because 5 times 2 is 10. So 5 gallons will give us a number between 20 and 25. So that's 22.5. 5 gallons will give us 22.5 liters. 5 gallons equals 22.5 liters. So that means 10 gallons, which is times 2 of 5 gallons, will be 22.5 liters times 2, which is 45 liters. And that's our answer for that. Number 4. 5 children want to go on a trip to Joe Park. The cost is £8 per person. However, a group booking of 5 reduces the normal cost by 10%. So before we look at the reduced cost, we need to first find out the original price for 5 people going. So normally if one person is £8, for 5 children that will be £8 and 5 pieces. That's £8 times 5, that's £40. But because of the discount, there's a 10% discount for people that are going in groups of 5. So we need to first calculate what that 10% discount is. So 10% discount, 10% of £40. That's 10 over 100. 10% means 10 over 100 times 40. 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0, and that gives us £4. So that means they get a discount of £4. So we will subtract that discount from the original price. So that will be £40, which is the original price they should have paid, minus £4, which will give us an answer of £36. So they'll be paying £36 instead of 40 because of the discount. So our answer for that will be B. Number 5. Which of the following could be the size of X? Looking at it, we know that a right angle is straight, like this. It's really like this is a right angle. It looks like this. But this is over 90, but it's not all the way to 180 degrees. 180 degrees will give us a full straight line. Like that. It's got a full straight line. Like this. But this is more than 90, but not all the way to 180 degrees. So looking at it, the angle that is more than 90, but not all the way to 180 degrees is 135. And that's the answer to this question. 90 divided by a number equals 6. So to find out what this number is, you think of what you can multiply by 6 to get 90. What can you multiply by 6 to get 90? The answer will be 15. So if you do 90 divided by 15, you get 6. If you do 6 times 15, you get 90. Moving on. This table shows how long Alfie took the cycle to walk each day last week. From Monday, 15 minutes, all the way to Friday, 10 minutes. What was the average time taken in minutes? To find average of a set of numbers, you have to add up all the numbers over the number of numbers you're adding. So I'm going to add up all the time it took her from Monday to Friday. That's 15 plus 7 plus 12 plus 11 plus 10. 15 plus 7, 22. 22 plus 12, 34. 34 plus 11, 45. 45 plus 10, 55. So this gives us a total of 55 minutes. Okay, that's the total number of minutes. Over, to find average, you find the total amount over number of numbers. So the average will be 55 minutes over the number of days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over 5 days. So 55 divided by 5 is 11. So that means it has an average of 11 minutes a day, which is A. A boy delivered newspapers. He was paid £1.4 for every 100 papers he delivered. How much was he paid for delivering 250 papers? So for every 100, he gets paid 250. So let's break it down. So for the first 100, 250 can be broken down in hundreds. Okay, let's see how many 100 we can see from 250. We can get into 50. So we can get 100 plus 100 plus 50. So 100 plus 100 gives us 200 plus 50, that's 250. If he gets paid £1.4 for every 100, so for the first 100, he gets £1.4. For the second 100, he also gets £1.4. And for the last 50, since he gets £1.4 for 100 papers, 50 is half of 100 papers. So he's going to get half the price. So half of £1.4 will be £0.7. So that will be plus £0.7 for the 50. When we add that together, 1.4 plus 1.4 is 2.8. 2.8 plus 0.7 is 3.5. So we'll be getting a total of £3.5 for delivering 250 newspapers at the rate of £1.4 for 100 newspapers. So our answer would be C. 32 over 1000. So because there are 3 zeros after in 1000, there are 3 zeros in 1000. After our decimal point, there has to be 3 numbers. So to be 0.032 because there are 3 numbers after the decimal point. So our answer for this one will be C. Number 10. The graph shows the population of Britain from 1700. How many years did it take for the population to go from 10 million to 45 million? So we need to first find out where 10 million started. So this is from 0. Okay, this is in millions, population in millions, and this is the year. So from 0 all the way to 10. Okay, so that means it's 10 million in the year 1800. Okay, so this is the year it eats 10 million. So it says from 10 million to 45 million. So we're going to look at all the way to 45 million. This is 45 million here. So it eats 45 million in the year 1950. So we're going to look at the difference in time between 1800 and 1950. So we'll just subtract the years and know how many years that took. And that will give us 150 years, and the answer will be D. Number 11. A bag has 72 marbles in it. Ella took 1/8 of the marbles. How many marbles are left? She took 1/8 of the marbles. 1/8 of 72. In maths, off means multiplication. So that's 1/8 times 72. 8 goes here 1 time, 8 goes here 9. So 1 times 9 is 9. So that means she took 9 marbles out of 72 marbles. How many marbles are left? So if you took 9 marbles out of 72 marbles, we need to find out how many are left. We'll subtract to take away the 9 from the 72, which will give us 63 marbles. And the answer will be E. Number 12. A plane travels 634 kilometers in 1 day. How many kilometers does it travel in 12 days? If in 1 day it travels 634 kilometers, in 12 days you have to multiply that by 12. So that will be 634 multiplied by 12, which will give us 7,608. The 3 numbers above are alike in some ways. Select one of the following to say one way in which they are alike. A. They are all even numbers. They are not all even numbers because 81 is not an even number. B. They are all 2-figure numbers. They are not all 2-figure numbers because 4 is a 1-figure number. They are all prime numbers. They are not. None of the numbers are prime numbers. Prime numbers are numbers that no other number can divide through them except the numbers and 1 themselves are 1. So 2 can divide through 4, 3 can divide through 81, 2 can divide through 144. They are not prime numbers. They are all square numbers. Yes, they are all square numbers because 2 times 2 gives 4, 9 times 9 gives 81, 12 times 12 gives 144. So the answer for this question will be they are all square numbers. That's how they are alike. David's height was 153 centimeters. Since he has grown 24 centimeters, what is his height now? So we just have to add 24 centimeters to 153. And when we add that, we get 177 centimeters, which is the answer here. Ashley had 7 cartons of milk. Each carton contains 650 ml. How many liters does she have altogether? So if one carton contains 650 ml, 7 cartons will be 650 in 7 places. That will be 650 times 7. And when you multiply that, you get 0.5. That's going to be 4,550 ml, milliliter. But you can see our answers are in liters, not in milliliters. So we need to convert 4,550 milliliter to liter. So you ask yourself, how many milliliter makes 1 liter? 1,000 milliliters makes 1 liter. So how many 1,000 will you see in this? So to find out, to convert this to liter, we have to divide this by 1,000. So that will be 4,550 divided by 1,000. This cancels this, and this will give us 4.55 liters, which is B. Moving on. Number 16. What is 4 to the power of 3? 4 to the power of 3 means 4 times 4 times 4. 4 has to multiply itself 3 times. 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4, 64. So our answer to this one is E. There are 28 apples in a bag. There were 3 times as many red apples as green apples. How many red apples were there? Okay. Red apples to green apples. This is a proportional ratio. Red apples to green apples. There are 3 times red apples and green apples. So this is 3 red apple and 1 green apple. That means for every 1 green apple, there are 3 times red apples. How many red apples were there? If there are 28 apples in the bag. When you're solving questions with ratio, you add up the ratio. So to find out the fraction of red apple, it will be 3 out of 4. So that red apple will be 3 over 4 times the total number of apples in the bag. That will be 28. 4 goes here 1 time, 4 goes here 7 times. 3 times 7 is 21. So there will be 21 red apples in the bag, while there will be 7 green apples in the bag, because 28 minus 21 gives us 7. So that makes sense. 21 is 3 times 7. Number 18. What is 70% of 250? 70% is 70 over 100. Off means multiplication. 250. 0 cancels 0. 0 cancels 0. Now we'll do 7 times 25. 7 times 25 is 175. The next one, look at the diagram. Multiples of 5, multiples of 4. So in this box, we have multiples of 5 here, and in this box, we have multiples of 4. Which of the numbers would go into the shaded section? So this shaded section is covering multiples of 5 and multiples of 4. So you need to look for a number that is a multiple of 5 and at the same time a multiple of 4. 9 is not a multiple of any. 12 is a multiple of 5, but is a multiple of 4. 15 is a multiple of 5, but is a multiple of 4. 20 is a multiple of 5, and it is a multiple of 4. So our answer will be D. The next question, which letter is pointing at 1275? Okay, looking at this chart, you see that the midpoint here is D. So between 1200 and 1400, the number that should be between 1200 and 1400 should be 1300. If you're counting in hundreds, 1300 will be between. So if from here to here it's 1300, that means it has moved 100 space. So that means the distance from 1200 to 1300 is 100, and there are 4 spaces. So that means these 4 spaces are going to share 100 equally. So if we share 100 equally among 4 spaces, that's 100 divided by 4, that will give us 25. That means each space is going to add 25, each space is going to add 25. So this is 1200, A will be 1225. If I add 25 to that again, B will be 1250. If I add 25 to that again, C will be 1275. And if I add 25 to that, I'll get D, which is 1300. So the point marking 1275 will be C. Moving on, select the correct numbers to go in the box and complete the equation. 125 times 7 is 875. 12.5 times 0.7 is dash. Since the figures are the same, so we know that the figures of our answers will also be the same, but the decimal points will just change. So our answer will still write 875. So we need to find out where our decimal points will be. So in the first number, we have just one number after the decimal points, and in the second number, we have one number after the decimal points. Altogether, we have 2 numbers after the decimal points. So I have to place my decimal points in a way that I have 2 numbers after the decimal points. So I have to put my decimal points here. So if I place it here, I'll have 2 numbers after the decimal points. So it will be 8.75, which is D. The box holds 22 books. How many boxes are needed for 770 books? If one box can hold 22 books, for 770 books, we need to divide the boxes. So that will be 770 divided by 22 books. 770 books divided by 22 books. The books cancels out. What can divide through 770 and 22 is 11. So 11 goes here 2 times. 11 goes in 7 times. 11 goes in 0 times. So now this is 70 over 2. 70 over 2 is 35. What's the correct number in the box? 33 times 99 equals 3,300 minus dash. Okay, so 33 times 99 means 33 in 99 places. 3,300 was gotten by saying 33 times 100. So 33 times 99, I want to look at how can we equate 33 times 99 to 33 times 100. So 33 times 100 means you're multiplying 33, you're adding up 33, you're in 100 places. So to make it 99, you will move 1 33. So that will be minus 33. So what will be here should be minus 33. So when you do 33 times 99 and you do 3,300 minus 33, you get the same answer. So that means you need 35 boxes, 35 crates to hold the books. And that will be the answer. Number 23. This chart shows weather for 12 hours on one day. 12 hours on one day. So if you look at this circle, you said this clouds has taken half of that. So if it's 12 hours, the clouds have already taken 6 hours, which is half of that. If you look at the second half, that means this 2, the rainy day and the rain and the sun will also take 6 altogether. But looking at it, you see that this is 1/3 of it. Okay, and this is like 2/3 of it. So if I'm sharing 6 in thirds, in threes, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So this one takes 2, and this one takes 2 times. This one takes 4, because this one is double of this. So that means it's rained 4 hours in the day. It's rained 4 hours according to the chart. How many hours was it raining? It was raining for 4 hours according to the chart. 4 hours. But remember, the question says it represents 12 hours in one day, and in one day there are 24 hours. So that means it's also times 2. Whatever we get here has to multiply by 2. Okay, so if according to the chart it's 4 hours of rain, and this is the chart for 12 hours. To get the actual number of hours it rained, we multiply that by 2. So that'll be 4 times 2, which is 8 hours. So that means in a full day, it's rained 8 hours. Because this chart is giving us for 12 hours in a day. Put the correct number in the box. 33 times 99 equals 3,300 minus dash. Okay, so 33 times 99 means 33 in 99 places. 3,300 was gotten by saying 33 times 100. So 33 times 99, I want to look at how can we equate 33 times 99 to 33 times 100. So 33 times 100 means you multiply 33, you're adding up 33, you're in 100 places. So to make it 99, you remove 133. So that will be minus 33. So what will be here should be minus 33. The answer for this will be A. Moving on. The chart below shows the proportion of children in the class who go to school using various forms of transport. 20 children took the bus. Okay, let's look at the bus. The bus has how many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if 20 children took the bus, that means each box will represent a value. So if all these 5 boxes add up to 20, that means each box should be like 4. That will be 20 divided by 5, which is 4. So we know that all of these boxes, each of the boxes represents 4 children. The question says, how many children took more bicycle than a car? So for bicycle, how many children took bicycle? This is 4 plus 4 plus 4. So for bicycle, 4 plus 4 plus 4, that's 12. For car, it's just one box, which is 4. So for car, there are 4 boxes. There are 4 children. One box, that's 4 children. How many more children used a bicycle than a car? So we need to find out the difference. So if 12 people use bicycle and 4 people use car, 12 minus 4 is 8. So that means 8 more children used bicycle and not car. The average weight of 5 parcels is 3.7 kg. 4 of the parcels have identical weights of 3.5 kg. What is the average? What is the weight of the 5th parcel? You know, like I said, if we're finding average of 5 numbers, if we're finding average of numbers, we add up the total of all the numbers divided by number of numbers. Okay? So will give us the total of all the numbers. But we know that 4 of the parcels have an identical weight of 3.5. That means 4 of them each have 3.5. That's 3.5 plus 3.5 plus 3.5 plus 3.5 plus the last one. We don't know the B weight of the last one. Let's say it's X. Okay? So let the 5th package. Let the 5th package be X. So we add up that all together. Divided by number of parcels we're adding is 5. Right? So the question says the average is 3.7. So the average is 3.7. Yeah, like that. So now we add that up. 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7. Another 3.5 plus 3.5 is also 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. That's 14 plus x divided by 5. To get rid of this fraction, to get rid of this divided by 5, I have to do the opposite of division, which is multiplication. So I'll multiply both sides by 5. So I'll multiply this by 5. I'll multiply this by 5. 5 cancels 5. So we have 3.7 times 5. 3.7 times 5 is 18 equals 14 plus x. So now we can find x from here. We just subtract 14. So x equals 18.5 minus 14, which is 4.5. So the 5th parcel should weigh 4.5 kg, which is. Moving on. What percentage of the shape is shaded? We need to find out what percentage of the shape is shaded. First thing to do is find out what fraction of the shape is shaded. So we'll find that out. Let's say this is our starting point, this one. Let's see how many spaces is it divided into. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it has this 12 division. And how many is shaded? 1, 2, 3. So that means 3 out of 12 is shaded. So to make this a percentage, I'll multiply that by 100. So 3 goes here 1 time, 3 goes here 4 times. So now I have 100 divided by 4, which is 25%. B. What is this number in figures? 8,071. 8,071. The answer will be B. 29. The sheep stands for 20 sheep. The symbol of sheep stands for 20 sheep. Look at the table. What's the difference between the number of sheep between dock A and C? So we need to first find out how many sheep are in each dock. For dock A, we can see 3 symbols, and each symbol stands for 20. That will be 20 plus 20 plus 20, which is 60, right? Which is 60. For B, that's 20 plus, this second sheep is a half. Half of 20 is 10. So that's, and for the last one is just half, which is 10. So difference between dock A and C, this is for A, B, and C. 60 and 10. Difference between 60 and 10, that will be 60 minus 10, which is 50. And our answer is C. What is the value of 3 in this number? 23,470. You know, according to place value, the last number is a unit. for ones. The next number after the unit is tens. Then the number before that is hundreds. And the number before that is thousands. So 3 is 3,000s. What are the coordinates of the treasure chest on the map below? So when you're writing out coordinates, you look at the value of x before value of y. That's how to write coordinates. X, the value of x comes before value of y. So by x I mean the horizontal line comes before the vertical line. So looking at this, our horizontal line, this is our treasure chest. So if you draw that line down, it's on 6. So this will be 6, and the is on 6 and 3, like that. So 6, 3. That will be the coordinates of the treasure chest, which is C. That's the next number in this sequence. Looking at the sequence, you see that it keeps multiplying by 2. 6 times 2 gives us 12. 12 times 2 gives us 24. 24 times 2 gives us 48. So to get the next number, multiply 48 by 2. So that'll be 48 times 2, which is 96. Which number is 100 less than 3048? What you have to do is subtract 100 from 3040. This is 8, 4, 0 cannot minus 1, so you borrow 1, this remains 2. 10 minus 1, 9. That's 2,948. Caroline has 48 sweets. She eats 3/8 of them. How many sweets are we need to first find out how many she has eaten? 3/8 of them. So 3/8 of in mass means multiplication of the 48 sweets. So 8 goes here 1 time, 8 goes here 48 6 times. 3 times 6 is 18. So that means she eats 18 sweets. So if she has eaten 18 sweets out of a total of 48 sweets, how many sweets will be left? That will be 48 minus 18, which is 30 sweets. So she has 30 sweets left. 35. How many odd digits is it possible to make using digits 3, 4, 5? You can use each number more than once in a particular digit. So let's work out all the possible values, all the possible outcomes. So to make it an odd number, it has to end with an odd number. So the odd number in number given to us are 3 and 5. 4 is an even number. So our number must not end with 4. Right now, all the possible numbers that we can make with 3, 4, 5 that must not end with 4. So let's start with 4. 4, 3, 5 is odd. 4, 5, 3 is odd. Right. 3, 4, 5 is odd. 5, 5, 4, 3. So now it says you can use more than one digit. You can use each number more than once. So let's start doing that. 4, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5. Again, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. You can have 3, 3, and 5, 5, 5. Because since you can use more than once. Okay? 5, 5, 3, 5, 5. 3, 5, 3, 5. Okay? 3, 3, 5. And 5, 3, 3. 4, 4, 5. Yes, there's that. 4, 4, 5. 4, 5, 3, 4. There's that also. I think that's all the possible outcomes. So 18 possible answers, which the answer will be D. Moving on, 36. How many hours? This chart shows how George spent his spare time last week. Watching TV, playing ball, reading, fishing, and cycling. How many hours did he spend indoor watching TV and reading? Watching TV, he spent 7 hours watching TV, and he spent 3 hours reading. So altogether, 7 plus 3 will be 10 hours. So the answer to that is 10. E. Lauren saved 1.75 pounds a week. How many weeks did it take her to save 35 pounds? So we'll divide the numbers. Okay, if 1 week takes her 1.75 pounds, to save 35 pounds, see how many times can 1.75 go into 35? So that'll be 35 divided by 1.75. Of course, we can move to decimal points. 1, 2. We'll move this on 2. 1, 2. Fill it up with zeros. That'll be 3,500 over 175. 175 goes here 1 time, 175 goes here 2 times. So we're left with 20. So it took her 20 weeks to save that. 38. How many square boxes can fit into the large rectangle? Okay, if the side is, how many 2 by 2 square boxes will fit into this large rectangle? If the side is 4, we know if we divide 4 by 2, we get 2, 2. So I'm just going to divide this with a straight line. That's 2, 2. Okay, if I divide 8 by 2, I'll get 4. So I'll divide this by, I'll get 4 boxes like that. So if I divide it like that, I'm going to have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And counting that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to have 8 boxes, 8 squares. And that's that. Moving on. Okay. The diameter of a circle is 40 centimeters. We need to first draw out a circle. The diameter of the circle is 40 centimeters. This is our circle. So alpha is the center of the circle from the circumference. So when you say center of the circle from the circumference, Let's say this is our center of the circle. So how far is center of the circle from the circumference? So if I draw a line from the center of the circle to the circumference, that will give us our radius. Okay, that will give us our radius. That's the distance between the center of the circle to the circumference of the circle. And we know that our diameter is 2 times radius. So if the diameter is 40 centimeter, the radius will be 40 divided by 2 to be half of that. That will be 20 centimeter, which is B. The last question, the Z shape is reflected in y-axis and again in x-axis. What will be the new coordinates of point X? So looking at it, it's going to be on 2, -5 and -2. We've come to the end of the test. For more explanation on any of the topics, register for our one-on-one tutoring. Click on the link in our bio to get you started. Bye!